The underground tunnels that Callum led us to are choked with rubble and spiderwebs. It is visibly obvious that no one has been this way in a long time. How did he know where it goes if no one's been there in a long time? Damn you, game. Also, you might notice that I've got a bit of a cold, so if occasionally my voice goes off-note into some sort of space ulterium, now you know why. The entrance was the worst, the stones overhead cracked and crumbling and threatening to collapse at any moment. As we've moved along, the state of repair has increased. But so has the unpleasant atmosphere. The air down here is fetid, and insects are constantly flapping at the edges of our torchlight. See, I don't know what to think, because loads of people have actually come up with theories as to what this is and what Callum wants, and I'm personally just thinking I'm ballsing it up, but hey, you never know. What is this place? Hundreds of years ago, when customs were different, these were the catacombs. The bodies of those who died in service were laid here to rot, so that even in death their spirits would remain beneath their masters. Oh, well, this doesn't sound like a very nice place. Am I going to be killed? And then Oscar's just going to run off wreck free. Ugh, what a bastard. That's awful. It is the way things were. When times changed, parts of these tunnels were reworked into sewage system that feeds into the river. That explains the bugs and the smell. Really, Oscar, did you ever look down here and go, wow, I bet this place smells of puppies and perfume? No. Watch yourself, little prince. Where there are insects, there are spiders, and some of them bite. Look at his mischievous fucking smile. Bastard. As we ease along a narrow stone ledge, Callum's shoulder comes into contact with a little bit of loose rubble in a wall niche and knocks it out of place. A pale bellied skin dislodged from its slumber falls into his arm and begins to writhe. Oh wow. Oh dear. Surprise butt sex much? What the hell is that? Calmly, Oscar reaches over and scoops the snake off Callum and onto the floor where it slithers away. You were saying? Oscar! Don't worry, those aren't poisonous. I think. Is it actually dangerous down here? It isn't safe, but I wouldn't have brought you if I expected it to be fatal. Brilliant. So he's basically saying, look, unless you're not on top of everything at all times, you will die. Oh dear. Did you explore here as a child? No. Once. Look at him lie. There's nothing to see but rocks and bones and filth. There wasn't any point. No hidden treasure. Who would leave anything precious among the bodies of dead peasants? You know what? Ask Indiana Jones. You might have a different answer. Their families. Their families were peasant families. They would have nothing of value. Unless they'd stolen it from their masters, and then they'd keep it for themselves. Thieves are not generous. You're such a cynic. There was once a sourpuss from Gwellinor. Wait, did I call Gwellinor Wales? Fuck knows. I've lost count at this point. Oh god, no one's going to interrupt the poetry, really? Who postured and puffed till he was good and sore. Do you ever stop talking? When I'm asleep. Once we leave these tunnels, it is imperative that we remain silent. There may be guards on watch. But we can kill them, so it's fine. If you can't handle that, turn back now, or you'll have a full shot. Oscar's only joking with you. He wouldn't put us in any danger. Or would he? In the distance I hear a kind of rustling. What was that? Bats. We're getting close now. Watch your step. That sounded like a door being opened. I'm sorry. That did not sound like a bat opening a door. More to the point, bats can't open doors. I don't think they can anyway. I might be terribly wrong. As predicted, the dank tunnels? Does that mean say dark, or do I just not... I'm not aware of the word dank. It's probably that. The dank tunnels eventually give way to a natural brook, gurgling quietly in the night. Behind us looms the deceptively calm shadow of the palace, too far away for us to see the patterns of the guards, or for them to see us. This is unknown territory, far from the roads and Oscar that I have travelled. Not even a path can be seen amongst the trees and grass. We must rely... Really, yeah. We must rely upon Callum to be our guide. Oh dear. Now that just spells trouble, mister. Sorry if I went as like a fucking mafia from the 40s there. Oh dear. He motions us closer and speaks in a low tone. Keep an eye out for centipedes. The bite won't kill you, but your screams will draw notice. Yeah, okay. That didn't sound very nice. With no further explanation, he moves out, leaving us to follow. Neither Oscar nor I is an expert in woodscraft, but neither are we strangers to the outdoors. Oscar in particular always loved climbing trees, or games of cache-cache in the forest. I don't know what cache-cache is. Thus, I know how to place my feet to avoid making too much noise, and which bits of brush are most likely to hide creatures who will retaliate from being disturbed. Daring robberies, ancient tunnels, and now sneaking away in the dark to save a lost princess. It's very close to being an entertaining adventure. No, don't say that. Oh fuck, have we got a guy with a red t-shirt on? Because that's the thing in Star Trek. Always, the guy in the red t-shirt will be the first to die. But I don't think we do, unless... What t-shirt does Oscar have on? Ooh, is it green and red or is it green and white? Ooh. I'm Warren now! I'm a Warren! Callum leads us along the water's edge in silence for some time, and eventually stops by a grassy bank. We'll set up camp here. Camp? Yeah! Oh, okay, it's fucking purple. That shows how observant I am. Camp. I wonder if he means let's be camp here or let's set up camp here. Because in which case, I'm running away. Yeah, there are minors who watch this channel. What about the rendezvous? It's tomorrow. We're spending the night out here? Was that not obvious? If it had been obvious earlier, we could have brought supplies, blankets, food from the kitchen. Dinner is over. How many meals a day do they eat in Wales? That's the Wales one. That's the Wales one. In Wales, we eat a good breakfast before a hard day's work. Or a fight. Great. It's alright. Once the sun's up, we can hunt for plants. And with the stream right here, we could even fish. With no line, hook, or net? Well, we could dangle Callum's hair in and see if they mistake it for like some silver tuna or something. Right. Well, we can still find food. It'll be fun. This is not fun. Then what is it? If you told us more about what you were planning, we'd be better able to help you. You know enough. You know, she promised not to ask any questions, but I didn't. I'm not interested in your nattering. Damn, look how he gets all fucking diplomatic about this shit. All I want to do is help Cassidy. You understand that, don't you? Oh, the music's gone sad. Listen to that. I liked her, and I let her down. I couldn't protect her. I owe her the best that I can give. And to do my best, I need to know what you know. You don't need anything. Oh wow, that's a blunt answer. Please. Not even Callum can hold against those eyes forever. I certainly couldn't. Fine. Ask your questions, but I don't promise to answer. Damn, and now the music's chased to the emotional sappy Oscar to the suddenly, you know, Brazilians walking through a forest. Right, stop that. Do you know who it is that has Cassidy? No, but it doesn't matter. The political... This isn't politics. This is a crime about coin. How do you know that? You don't need to know. Sigh. Do I really need to say sigh, or could I just sigh it? Probably the latter. What are you expecting to happen tomorrow? We find the location ahead of time and the two of you put yourselves out of sight and stay there. They expect me alone. If we are betrayed, if Cass is in danger, you are my reserves. He's fucking not. He's going to go out to the guards and he's going to go, I found the two who have done it. Look, they are here, waiting suspiciously with a camp when they should have stayed in their rooms. I can see it already! Damn you, Callum! It's a bad idea to go. If everything goes by plan, then when Cass is safe, when they think they've won, you take them. So you are double-crossing them. You object? They're criminals. They don't deserve to get away with it. No, I agree, but there's only 3 of us. There's a limit to how much we can do. You can have a threesome. Plate pickers like these have no loyalty. I don't expect more than 1 or 2 at the most. If there's a full company, then don't waste your strength. If they are few, then show no mercy. With, you know, Oscar's terrible sword skills. Understood. Good. He rolls his head around his shoulders, stretching out the tension. You should get some sleep. We'll need to be up at dawn to find our position. One of us needs to stay on lookout. That's just a thing you do in every game. Especially if you expect to forage. I'd better find some leaves for a mattress. A princess used to sleeping, like, outside on leaves? I can't think they are. The two young men walk off in different directions, leaving me alone. So far, this doesn't seem to be turning out too badly. Oh god, why did you say that? Famous last words! Damn you, Madeline! If Callum's telling the truth, then tomorrow we should be able to save Cassidy and bring her safely home. The palace will never be in a panic from the night's searching, and with the prince and princess beside us, we'll be greeted as heroes. It won't be as simple as that. If. Talk to Callum, talk to Oscar. No, see, we fucked off Oscar once before. And because, you know, we're all in the Heartless Bastard Club together. I mean, come on. We've got to share these emotions of being Heartless Bastards together. So I also include myself in that. So we're going to talk to Callum. Oh my god. He's gone looking, you know, very manly to, well, let's just say it does reek a bit of Ogu, so to speak. I find Callum leaning against a tree, staring up into the night sky. He shows no sign of acknowledging my approach, but I don't doubt that he knows I'm here. Still, it provides me the chance to study his profile without having to meet his eyes. Why would you need to do that? Oh, well, we defeated those bandits because I knew the guy had a long jawline. No, that never happens. Divorced from his usual challenging expression, his features are not unhandsome, but with better clothing and a more pleasant attitude, he would be fair competition in any princely brigade. As it is, it's hard to imagine him in a ballroom as anything but a panther in ballet shoes. Graceful but ridiculous, and yet far too dangerous to laugh at. What? A panther in ballet shoes, is that? You just run! No, let's just move on. We don't want to stay too long on that. His focus is admirable. He is very clearly an angry young man, but he does not allow that rage to distract him from pursuing his goal. He chose a path, fitted me into his plan, and drove forward without hesitation. When Oscar complicated matters, he accepted that and kept moving. In a way, I envy him his ruthless certainty. If it were Oscar captive and missing, I can only hope that I would have the strength and forethought to bind allies to my cause. We are not so different, he and I. We both do what must be done. That's a romantic two sentences if ever I've heard one. Following his gaze, I look up into the sky. And there in the heavens, he beheld the fate of the realm in a broken crown of stars. Thierry? Or Thierry, I suppose. We all study the same playwrights. I'll tell you what, art and playwrights is something I never got into, ever. I could just about name 5 Shakespeare plays. I'm just surprised you'd say it. Superstition would call that a bad omen. Oh, God. Why does he look completely different in that profile shot and then to the bottom left? I mean, like, come on, I know the moon's going to change the colour of your face sometimes, but that much? And dear God, compared to the one to the left, he looks like a fucking alien. That depends on how you look at it. The man who saw the sign in the play ended up a king himself. Besides, I don't believe in omens. Nor I. Life simply is. No one paints the sky to tell us what's to come. It is pretty though, the sky. It never changes. Every piece moves in perfect order, like cogs and wheels. Cogs? You've studied plays, but never clockwork. Why would I study clockwork? What? That's not a useful skill! That's fucking clockwork! I don't see why I'd want to work on a clock. He laughs, a hint of warmth crossing his demeanour. No, clockwork. Small devices, not just clocks. Oh. Oh, right, well, I can understand that then. Although, sometimes they are like this. He withdraws a small item from his pouch and I stare in surprise. To the untutored eye, it is a small cylindrical golden box. It's a sundial, isn't it? With a notch of damage in its lid and a decorative bar laid over top. Only the quiet rhythmic noise that emanates from within might betray its true nature. Of course, I've heard of pocket clocks. Oh, it's a pocket clock. Oh, it's close enough. Come on. It tells time. You know, one uses sun, one uses another kind of power. Close enough. But to the best of my knowledge, they are outstandingly rare and precious. If Callum carries such a gift so casually, it would seem that even a neglected Prince of Guelinor has more to his name than I ever imagined. No, you stole it. A gift from your parents. No, I made it. Made it? You made that? He smiles as he puts the artifact away, but this time his smile holds its accustomed bitterness. Assembled, at least. This is how I spend my hours. I construct small devices. Know how his face to the left keeps changing and the one up top doesn't. His one up top looks solemn and the one down below looks... Hey, I'm an evil lord! They don't always work. I have no tutor in this, only my hands and eyes and what written instruction I can find. It requires patience, a steady hand, and a sense of order. I find it calming. An interesting talent. But a rather odd one for a prince. Well, what's he gonna do? Play, like... What's that fucking thing? Polo! I wanted to call it horse hockey. Knowing perfectly well that's not right. Oh well, but a rather odd one for a prince. What else could you do with these devices? Could you build a small weapon? Traps for the unwary? Trains that move themselves? You are a woman of ideas. If I had known how talented a prince's companion could be, I would have resented the lack far more. That's kind of you to say. You have no staff of your own then? No. Since I was young, my parents' attention has been devoted solely to their princess. After losing a son, I would have thought they'd treasure all of their remaining children. That's not how the monarchy works, if this game's anything to go by. He snorts dismissively. Well, everything's going to change now, isn't it? What do you mean? They can't ignore you anymore. Once you've rescued the heir from the clutches of evildoers, you'll be a hero. I doubt it. Right. What's wrong? None of your business. Were they about to cast him out or something? They had to be. He moves away from the tree. Don't look at me like that. I'm not your friend. You're wasting your time. Ah, so we've got the badass of the visual novel right here. Damn, we've got a squall from Final Fantasy VIII. High five if you know, get that reference. That's a high five, by the way. Sleep, Valois. You'll need it. And with that, he breaks off conversation and leaves me alone. I don't understand. I thought we were connecting. Perhaps that's the problem. He doesn't seem accustomed to sharing his time with anyone. Such a man would not make a good king.